Hey crafty people, welcome back to my channel, and in case you're new here, I'm Sarah, also known as Craft Nerd because I'm a nerd who loves to craft. I do paper crafting, card making, junk journaling, and mixed media art. Let's get crafting! Welcome back. It's time for another Mass Make Monday. If you're new to my channel, what I do is I set a timer for 45 minutes and try to see how many of a particular item I can make in that time. Today we're going to do something inspired by Gayle Agostinelli. We're going to do some folded book page, clustery page decoration things. So this is going to be the base, and then we're going to decorate them some, because I also have a ton of these really long strips of, some of these are cut-offs from digitals and some are the design strips off of paper packs, and I got a whole bunch of those that I just want to really like use so that they're not just sitting in my stash. So I'm going to use those to do some decorating on some of these pages as well. So that's what we're going to do. Let's get our timer started. And let's start with just folding up the book pages. So she just kind of folded them on the diagonal. Let's move these guys out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. So kind of just like fold it over once and then folded it over again, just to create an interesting shape. And I think with this one I may fold it back one more time, just, you know, an interesting shape. And I'm probably going to ink some edges on these guys, but that's basically what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and fold everybody, then we can glue everybody, and you can do it in either direction, your folds. I think again I'm going to do one more fold. And this is just a random collection of book pages. I don't know if you can hear, my dogs are out in the yard digging, and so they're tossing dirt against the screened-in porch. Do maybe like that with this piece. Yeah, kind of like that. So how's everybody doing? I'm filming this on a Saturday for a change. I usually try and film during my lunch hour on Fridays, but I just was not feeling like that on that one. I was having a hard time deciding what I wanted to do for today's Mass Make video, and I just couldn't get myself together enough. I also got some music page, so you can use that as well. You just want to make sure it's not so brittle that it's gonna break apart. But other than that, any old book page will do. This is from an old, like, Christmas missalette from church that, you know, would have gotten thrown out at the end of the season. So I'm just making it into craft projects. Had it 4 years in a Rubbermaid, so. But yeah, this past week has been a busy week, and it's gonna be, it's not quite done. I originally had a hair appointment for today, but my hairdresser unfortunately had to cancel because she had to go to a funeral. So I got that rescheduled. But last night I went over to my sister's for my birthday dinner, because my birthday was Thursday. So we had chicken parm, which is my favorite, and chocolate mousse pie, which is also one of my favorites. So that was lovely, but because it was, we went over on Friday, I was like, well, I have to wait until, you know, the end of my work day for us to leave, and she's about, not quite 40 minutes away. So we didn't eat till 6, and then we hung out until about 8, and the way home, the on-ramp to the road we needed to take was closed, so we had a little bit of a detour. So yeah, we didn't get home until almost 9 o'clock. I drove over with my dad, but we had a lovely evening. Good food, good company, and I have leftover chicken parm to have for dinner tonight, so that's always good. And then Thursday, which was my birthday, my friend texted me and she had asked, you know, what I was doing for my birthday dinner and all that. And I told her, well, we're not doing it till Friday. And so she's like, well, if you don't mind driving up by where I am, because she doesn't drive at night, she's like, I'll take you out to dinner. I'm like, okay, I think I'll take you up on that offer. Of course, I told her she didn't have to actually treat me to dinner. I just figured it'd be nice to go out on my birthday. She's like, no. She's like, I'm paying. She's like, and don't be like picking the cheapest thing on the menu either. I was like, okay. So we had a lovely evening as well. So I actually went out 2 nights in a row, which is really unusual for me. The dogs are utterly, completely confused. I think I want to do like that on this one because I want to make it a little narrower. And these can then be used once we get to the decorating part of them, which we'll actually have time to decorate because this part's going really quick. So yeah, this is a page out of a dictionary. You can use them as decorations on your page edges. You can do, what was I gonna say? You can do them on, just have them as a decoration on a tag or as a cluster or whatever you want to do with them. They're just little interesting decorative pieces. I feel like this almost needs more folding up here. Like, let's see, can we get it to fold like that? And then, why not? It's our page decoration. If we want to make it have all kinds of funky folds, we can. All right, I am gonna hit this with a bone folder just to reinforce the folds. And then I think I'm gonna ink edges. I'm trying to decide what color I want to ink in. And I think, you know what, let's ink this in Victorian Velvet, and I'll use it for one of my sewing journals, which still aren't done. Eventually, I'm going to get back to working on those. As I mentioned, I'm doing a Halloween festival in October, so I need to create a stash of Halloween stuff to take to sell at that. So I've been very Halloween focused lately in my crafting. So yeah, eventually I may one of these days just have a sit and work on putting the sewing journal together, just so I can move the stuff out of my to-do into my done. I've been storing my finished craft journals in another room for my craft room because I just don't have the space in here. And yeah, moving out the bits and pieces that I have would probably be wise, as it's taking up, not a ton of space, but some space. So I may do that. That may be a video this month where I just sit and put together the sewing journal. I think I've got the makings for 2 journals, but I think I only have 1 cover ready. So that's a bit of a problem too. All right, and I think I want to glue some stuff down so it's not sticking up everywhere. So I think we're gonna glue this one down for sure. And I'm using art glitter glue. You of course can use whatever glue you like. And let's pull out some bits and bobs and decorate this. Yes, this still has my sewing stuff in it. Let's check in here and see if we've got any pieces in here that would work color-wise. Maybe from one of the designer strips. This could work. that. Goodness gracious, they are really going to town out there. I can like hear the I think I like that idea. All right, let's go with that. This is, who is this by? Abroutique, I think, and that's Liana Scraps. I'm gonna ink edges. Ooh, avalanche of page edgers. So yeah, I've got, so I was out Thursday night after work. I went and met my friend for dinner, and then Friday night. Today's a homebody day, but I am then going tomorrow. Let's cut that off about there, and I'm gonna make a little tear here, and then ink those edges. My dad and I are going to see Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers in concert. So I've mentioned this before because I've gone to such events before. But, you know, if you're new and aren't familiar with what that is basically they remove the soundtrack from a movie and have the local orchestra perform the soundtrack while they play the movie on a big screen above the orchestra. So, yeah, my dad and I saw Harry Potter 1 through 6, but he didn't particularly care for the 7th movie, so he's like, we don't need to go see that one. So we skipped the 7, part 1 and 2. And then we went and saw Lord of the Rings, the first movie, The Fellowship of the Rings, back in January, February this year. And Dad really enjoyed that. It was good. I think the score for the Lord of the Rings movies are a little bit more epic than the score for the Harry Potter. Not to knock the Harry Potter score, but it's just there's a little bit more presence to the score in the Lord of the Rings movies. So that one is done, and you know what, let's put a little glue back here. And what you can do with it, let me see if I can find something handy. Not exactly the journal I put this on, but ooh, that's going to be a little too tall for a journal page. Oops. I'm glad I did this and saw that we were going to run into, like, then it can just go on like the edge of a page like so as a decoration, but this guy is way too tall for that. And you could also potentially attach it so that it was a side tuck. I'm gonna keep this handy so I can double check everybody else before we decorate them, because that would have been good, because this is gonna have to get trimmed down. Let's go ahead and do the trimming down now. Let me go grab something real quick. Well, I definitely was not prepared for doing this video this morning. Very much okay, I really need to film this. Let's chop it off there. I may trim that and chop it off about there and double check that it'll fit on the side of a page now, and it will. Probably could have lifted a little longer, but could also make it into like decoration on a tag. Let's see. I think I may just curve that around and do some selective gluing. Full on opens there. I may leave that and put, like, make this into a decoration on a tag and have it as a hidden journaling spot. Kind of like that idea. Let's hold on to that and do that with that one. And now that I've got the two little pieces, let's use them as the base for a couple clusters. Since I've got them, let's glue a little here. And a little bit down there. And do a little here. And here, let's find some pieces to go with that. I'm gonna pull out, I've got my bits and pieces. Kind of like that. That's Liana Scraps. That's Abroutique. I think that needs to be on something else. Let's see, how do we like this? Do we like this? We do not like that. We perhaps want to add it onto something like that. Nope, that's not talking to me either. All right, let's pull out. Oh, this has got, yes, this has got these guys in it. These are labels by the Junk Journal Studio. It's the pastel labels, and this is obviously the pink one, which it's, I don't remember what color it's, because she did it as two colors together, so it's pink and, but I don't remember which one the pink is with. All right, let's see about doing something like that. Do we like that? Not quite that one. Maybe this one? Maybe what we do is go like, that's not quite working for me either. And something a little going that way, because that straight line is bugging me, so that needs to be broken up. But maybe instead of that, we grab one of our stamped bits and bobs. Do that, and it needs one more piece. Maybe this up there. I think that's gonna work for that one. We'll fix it and set it so it's all set here in a sec. And then for this one, I think it just needs a little label going there. I think that works. All right, let's get these guys assembled. I've got like an avalanche, like they keep like flooding down towards me. I'm like, never have enough room to work. And now my desk has eaten a little sponge dauber that I use to ink. Oh wait, here it is. Okay. Boy. But I'm very happy about the fact that we're actually going to get some decorating done this time. Usually, you know, my mass makes, I end up picking projects that are a little too involved and we never get to the decorating part. And then this one. But today it's going to be mostly decorating. Yay! All of our edges so that we can just assemble. And I'm probably gonna have to take a pause here in a minute and check on a dog because the digging has gone quiet. Like I don't hear the dirt getting thrown. And I can't see the dog, so I don't know what's going on with the dog. So yeah, That's never good. That's never good. All right, let's just start gluing this together. So put a little glue here. Put her here. This number going across there. And then this piece like so. Yes, I like that, but what I want to do is add some color along here to emphasize. Oh, I just heard dirt getting tossed. So that's going down first, like that. Although this is gonna go kind of like that. Let's do that. But yeah, so I'm gonna spend some time today crafting, and then tomorrow I can get a little bit of crafting done, but not a whole heck of a lot because we've got the show at like, we're doing a matinee, so it's at like 2. So, all right, that one's done. Let's do this one. Because, yeah, my dad does not stay up past 9 these days, so he does not do anything other than matinees for shows. So we will be doing that tomorrow afternoon. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm just doing that to make it easier. All right, so that one's done. Set that one aside. All right, I'm gonna double check these guys and see which ones are too tall, just so that we know which ones may need to get some trimming down, and where they need trimming. So if I wanna set this one up so it's the full size of a page, we're gonna need to trim yay much. Or alternatively, just add those as additional folds. Let's see, how do we like? I'm actually kind of okay with that. Let's do that. All right, let's double check these guys. All right, too long, too long, too long. Smidge too long. This is going to be a smidge too long because it's the same paper. Too long. Too long. A little bit too long. These guys I think are actually, oh, that one's going to be a little too long, but this one probably should be okay. Yes, that one's perfect size. This one will probably be, oh, that needs, is that the way I folded it? I think that's the way it went. I think it needs more folding. Looking at it, I'm like, I want more interesting folds in this. Let's do that. That one's good height-wise. That one's actually good. We can just trim any little bit off on that one, which means this one's probably good. Yep. This one's a little one. Oh, these are the ones I did off screen when I was playing around with this idea, and they were partial pages instead of a full page, or I think I folded the page a different way. So those are all not too long. So let's take a look at the ones that are too long and see what adjustments we want to make. Do we want to, like, I like this bit down here. So the question becomes, do we fold down the top or cut it off? I think I'm going to cut that one off. Let's decide where, and we'll chop that bit off because I think that's kind of interesting and would make it an interesting piece. Let's see. These ones I think were just a smidge too long. This one I think I might fold down and keep it because that creates some more interest on that one. All right, so that's good. Like that one we're gonna cut. This one needs some more interest in it. Let's see, do we want to? That is just like a teeny tiny bit. We're just gonna trim that teeny tiny bit off, but I think I also want to go like so. So got a trim pile and a this one we're just gonna trim off from the bottom a little bit. My dog's going crazy because that's what he does. All right, let's scooch up. Hopefully I was on screen for all of that. That we'll trim off. And this is the last one. And I actually like the bottom of this one better. Or do we want to go? And that'll get trimmed off. All right, we can set that aside because we don't need it. And this is a Liana Scrap's digital. It's one of the Halloween journals I'm working on. And let's grab my paper trimmer and trim some of these guys down. That scrap I'm gonna get rid of. The same with this scrap because yeah, sometimes you just need to throw stuff out. We'll cut off over here. I'm gonna pause for a second and go check on some dogs because one's barking like crazy and the other one's gone quiet. I am back. Let's start our timer up again. And yeah, I brought my dog in because I called to him and he looks up from digging and he's like panting like crazy. I'm like, yeah, okay, Looney, you need to just come inside. It is too hot out. You are expending too much energy. Come sit in the cool for a little while. So he's laying on the tile in the other room because, yeah, it's Florida. It's August. It is hot. So, all right, I'm just looking for, oh, that's not right, green double, which I'm sure I have out somewhere and just has been eaten by my desk because I'm pretty sure, oh no, I put it away. Imagine that. All right, we're going to use some green ink on the edges of this just to emphasize all our interesting folds. Because I'm eyeing this piece to go on because I'm like, that's a nice little contrast. Yeah, he spent, I was like, he's such a Florida dog because he spent Thursday, I think it was, which was hot because, you know, it's Florida, it's August, every day is hot. Just like passed out on the screened-in porch, like out in the heat. I'm like, why? My other dog's like, yeah, no, I lay here on the dog bed in the house in the cool AC. And Bert's just like, no, I like sitting out in the heat. I'm like, all right, dude. But I was like, I wasn't too worried about him because he was just, you know, relaxing outside in a shady spot because, you know, he was on the screened-in porch. So, but right now I'm like, yeah, no, come inside, Panty McPanterson, because it is too hot and you are exerting yourself, and yeah, no, come inside. So, I think what else is interesting going on in my world, you know. Let's see, where did that piece go? Oh, there it is. Interesting, this is not from a Christmas set, it's from Art Options Rouge by 49 and Market. Oh, I do have a Christmas one, but I actually kind of really like that, even though it's not necessarily Christmas. I'm gonna do, and I think, again, this time I'm gonna do a little bit more dramatic of a tear, and maybe go like that, leave that piece for there, and stick this along here and grab a red and ink the edges of this in red. But yeah, he's my outside dog. My other one will go out and hang out with his brother for a little while, and he'll go out and do his business and wander around for a little while, but he's definitely more of an inside dog. He's usually the first one to be like, okay, let me back in. I will come inside and lay down with you on the couch. So, all right, let's put that on and then get something to decorate this with. And we'll have another one done. So it needs something over here. Let's see, what do we got? Christmas labels. I don't know. Well, maybe we'll do a label. Ooh, you know what? I got that. Nope, too wide. Do that and see if I can find a poinsettia that'll go right there. And that labels the Junk Journal Studio as well. Trying to grab my Christmas book. All right, let's find us a poinsettia that'll work there. Something that wide? I don't think so, but let's see what else we've got over here. I have poinsettias on it. There's a smaller version of that. I do kind of like that there. All right, we're gonna go with that, and that's by Ginger Journals. I will leave links to all of the digitals in the description box down below. I know if you're watching on a TV, you can't actually click on any of the stuff in the description box, but if you go onto YouTube and you go below the video, I'm just looking for a scrap piece of paper because talking and thinking at the same time doesn't always work. Let's see, I need antique linen to knock back the white around the edges on that. But if you're on a computer and you go below the video, and it'll have the little, you know, title for the video, and then it'll have some of the description, and if you click on more, it'll bring up the rest of the description, and all of the links will be there. I don't know where exactly the description box is if you're watching on like your phone or your tablet, because I don't watch on my phone all that often. but I will leave links, because I have noticed with, you know, I get most of my digitals off of Etsy, and sometimes when you search the name of a shop on Etsy, it brings up places that aren't that shop. I'm like, that's not what I asked you for. Yeah, I think we're just gonna position, I think I want it, let's see, can we get this one up? Yes, 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 yes. Okay, we can move it down a little bit, because I want all of the bits on here because they're a little delicate, and I figured they'd get kind of smooshed, especially if I use this as a page decoration instead of like on a tag as the decoration for a tag. Let's put that on there. Like so. All right, I like that one. All right, we got 2 done. All right, let's see what. Let's grab this one, and we're gonna do this in a Halloween theming, because this is actually a piece from an Edgar Allan Poe book. So let's grab some purple for the edges and ink our edges. I'm just grabbing some Villainous Potion. Let's see. Oh, so I did watch this morning Tim Holtz live from yesterday where he introduced, I'm trying to decide, do I want to do, now that that's like weirdly cut off straight because I trimmed it down, I think maybe add an extra fold in there and add a little bit more interest. I think we're gonna go with that. Where he introduced the Halloween fabrics, and I was like, I don't need more fabric, I've got plenty of fabric. And then I watched the live and I'm like, ooh, I want the fabric. Ooh, so many ideas. It's so dangerous watching Tim Holtz live. Like, he just makes me want all the things. I'll see, you know, like the sneak peeks and the previews, and I'm like, oh, I don't need any of that stuff. And then I watch the lives and I'm like, ooh, I want all the things. So yeah, he is an evil marketing genius. Although he's not really evil. I just say that because, you know, he makes me want to spend all of my money buying his goodies. So yeah, the man is brilliant at marketing. I just have to say, he is absolutely a marketing genius. I think it helps that he has such amazing makers create for him that you're just like, ooh, I want all of them. I want all the things. And I don't even sew, and I'm like, ooh, I have so many ideas for ways I can incorporate these fabrics into my paper crafts. I kind of want them all now. All right, so we've got that. Let's see what we got in our spooky ooky pieces. It's got some spider. Let's do a little bit of the spider webby bit. And then I think I've got a thinner strip. Not with the spider web, but I may change my mind and go with this one, so we can do a little bit of that on there. Okay, let's start by gluing these bits down so that they're not all over, flapping all over the place, and so we can decorate with some ease. And that, and I believe both of these are My Porch Prints digitals. Because yeah, I had a digital that I printed out, and it was from Lady Blackblood, I think, and I believe she is not in the US, so her digitals are not US letter size, so they don't print out. Like, if you print them so that they'll print a full page on US letter, you cut off some of the design, so I tend not to do that, in which case you end up with pages that are a little bit shorter, which I'm fine with, but then I printed it double-sided, and I just printed, you know, the full size of the digital I use for that. Kind of want to do that and then put this like that. What do we think? Yeah? Okay, let's do that. So I ended up trimming all of those pages down and getting a bunch of offcut pieces, and I'm like, all right, I'm not going to throw these out because I can use them for something, but I also don't really want to leave them sitting in my stash for years and years and years. Like if you saw Monday's Mass Make, where I made a whole bunch of cards using stuff that had been in my stash for like close to 15 years. Like seriously, way too long. All right, I think I'm just going to use that whole piece. Ink our edges. And we'll definitely get this one done, but this might be the last one, which granted, mass making 3 long ones and 2 small ones is not, you know, the most mass of a mass make, but it's better than I have been lately. Lately, I haven't gotten to any decorating, so at least I've got a few fully decorated. So I kind of like that. But yeah, I'm trying to be better about not having stuff end up making it to the stash where it's going to live forever and ever. All right, let's find something to decorate this with. And I feel like I want to go with one of these. She's too big. All right, let's find one of these. Ooh, I kind of like her. And this is a Polka Art Studio digital. Just trying to check. I've got some labels in here that are Halloween-y labels. Let's trim that. I used my scan and cut to cut these out, and there's not enough space between those the 2 pieces, and so it didn't cut them apart. So let's see, do we want to go Wicked Witch and put her there? I think we do. I think that's what we're gonna go with. But we are going to, I think I'm gonna quickly cut a little bit of this off because there's too much white around. So yeah, I think I, did kind of the bubble cut setting on my scan and cut, because I've noticed sometimes with these very detailed ones, if you don't, you're gonna have it mess up the piece. And so yeah, I don't need quite so much white around. But then it just leaves a little bit that I need to trim off. All right, antique linen, ink her up. Ink the edges on this with purple. I think we're gonna go up a little higher so that that sticks out from the bottom. And then put her maybe like so. Yeah, I like that. All right, let's do that. All right, that one's done. And I'm thinking of taking this one and starting it because we've got about 30 seconds left. That, and put the other label that, where did it go? Oh no, it fell all the way back. Oh, there it is. Make that the feature of this and just add a little bit more of the paper. right, stop that timer. All right, let's just trim this off, and my desk ate my scissors again, so I'm grabbing another pair. All right, we're gonna ink that a bit. Ink this real quick. I think I may go this way so you've got more of this spiderwebby bit showing. So that way you can tell a little bit better that it's spiderweb. All right, let's glue that down. So let's put that there. That can go there. That can go there. That can go there, and then ink our edges here. So yeah, inking edges helps with, it didn't cut out perfect, but all of that white that was showing is now covered up and you don't see it. That can go there. And I did not need to put quite so much glue on it because the glue is going to be going off the edge. Just add a little glue there, and that one's done. I feel like I may want to do some stamping on that. You know what? Let me do that real quick. Let me just grab something. And I'm grabbing from Eccentric, which is CMS 448, one of those stamps, and I'm just gonna stamp Department 77 right there, real quick. There we go. It just needed that little extra bit there. All right, so let's see what we managed to get accomplished. We have got a stack of bits that need to be decorated. So got all those left to be decorated. Oi. Probably spend a little time after this video is over decorating those guys, but we did manage to get done. All right, so that you can actually see the decorated ones. Let's move those out of the way. So we got 1 and a little bit 1, 2, 3, and then 2 clusters, all finished. So that's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, please do all the things that lets YouTube know you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment down below. Thanks for joining me, and happy crafting.